It is Thursday, 26th of June, and I haven't posted anything on YouTube for ages because we've been in the process of moving our lives from Australia back to Scotland. And the whole reason we're doing that is because William and I are starting our own jewellery brand, and we're so excited, aren't we?
Oh yes.
So yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun. We had such a great time just wrapping up in Australia, seeing all of our friends and spending time with people that we met, and just spending time with our flatmates as well, who we miss so much. But it was just time for us to move on to something new, and yeah, we're just so excited. We can't wait. We've been doing so many things in the background, and yeah, it just feels like we've been not sharing too much about what we've been doing because yeah, we've just been too busy really to kind of share anything. But now we're at the stage where we can start to let people see a little bit more about what we've been doing, and yeah, can't wait, and we hope that you love everything that we're going to do.
What made me decide to dive into the crazy world of self employment, having my own business? Very good question. I had been living in Australia for the past year with William, and prior to that, I worked with my mum and dad. We had a jewellery company together, worked in that for over 10 years with them. And then after a while, I just decided I really needed a change. I was desperate to try and live somewhere else, overseas, just to get more experience in life and see what that was like. Really, the most amazing experience. We really, really had such a great time and allowed me to sort of stop and have a bit of a break. And during that time in Australia, I found that I was really missing making things, designing things. I just love doing that. Love drawing, designing a piece of jewellery, and just seeing that right through to the end. I started brainstorming ideas for how I could really, do it with William and how we could start a business, run a business. And it was almost like from the point that we decided we wanted to do it, things just started to become like ridiculously synchronized. I always said that if I was going to run a business, there was some areas which I found were my weak spots, which were mainly marketing and branding. I knew that I needed to find a course which would cover these things. So one day I was just scrolling on Instagram, as you do, and I came across this podcast which was called Offline. I discovered that they did a course for female entrepreneurs, which sounded right up my street. She spoke about things which I had never really heard about before in business, and one of the things that she mainly spoke about was that there's ways to do it without burnout, which I didn't think was possible. And I thought, yeah, this is absolutely the course for me. But when I went to enroll in it, the enrollments were closed. And I was devastated because the course only runs once a year. Can't wait until January, 2026. I thought that was far too far away. I really had all these ideas, but I just needed someone to tell me how I could put these ideas into a plan, into a business plan. William said, why don't I email and ask if there's a wait list or if there's maybe another course that I could do? I messaged them and they got back to me straight away and they said, yeah, there's some spots left. You can get on the course. Really did just feel like 2025 was the year for me to do it. I can't really explain any more than it was just a very, very strong feeling that this was the year for me to do it. So waiting until next year just was not an option in my mind. I started to think after a while, after doing quite a lot of challenging things within a year, like moving to a new country, meeting lots of new people. I got a job while I was over there, even doing this course. It was all of these things were really pushing me outside my comfort zone. I really think I can build something, and I really think that it will be amazing. It gave me the confidence that I think that I really needed at that time.
Feeling the need to document absolutely everything right now because I'm starting a brand and I'm excited, not sharing anything yet, so I need to channel this excitement somewhere. I just want to document as much of the process as possible. Something else I could touch on is that we have made the decision that we're gonna move back to Scotland after our year is over here in Australia, which is something that we knew would have to be a possibility or something that we would end up doing at some point, because the brand, the whole idea behind the brand is that I wanted it to be all made in Scotland. That was really, really important to me. I knew that if I was ever going to do a jewellery brand on my own, it had to be made in Scotland. Another non-negotiable for me is that I really wanted the pieces to be made as locally as possible, so that it would be very hard to do from the other side of the world if I was having things cast, you know, at a casting house in Scotland. So we knew that would be a possibility, that we would end up moving back. I think I'll probably touch on more about, you know, just what the last year in Australia had sort of done for me, and how it, you know, just how it impacted my life, definitely in a really positive way. It's been an absolutely sensational, amazing experience. We've had the best time ever. It's just felt, yeah, really, really good for us. It's like we've had so much time to have like a reset and think about what we really want, and it just ended up leading me towards, you know, what I know I really want, which is to start my own brand and have something that I've built, or that me and William have built together. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I was able to find that out in almost a really short space of time. I needed to get away to decide what I wanted to do and reset my head, and I feel like that's exactly what I got. So that obviously gives you an idea of why we decided to move back to Scotland in the first place. It was because if I was ever going to create my own jewellery brand, I really did want to do that on home soil, and having it made in Scotland is just really, really important to me. I really like to know where something is made. If I'm buying something, I just love that. So the fact that we can have it made here is just really, really special. My plan is to really just document this whole process as much as I can. We're still very much in early stages just now. We have yet to actually make up some prototypes of all the designs. I have got the designs, so that's all really great. I'm so excited about them. I am obsessed with what I've drawn, and I think they're going to look amazing. So we're still in the stage of having all those made up, and we're going to have those soon, but I'm really excited to share things and hopefully get some feedback from people and see what they think. If they've got any things that they'd like to see, I'm definitely open to hearing anything. You know, if people, you know, certain finishes, they like this or they like that, I will definitely listen and take all of your feedback, because at the end of the day, it's going to be people like you, hopefully, that are going to be buying all of the pieces. Since we've been back, it's been pretty full on. We sort of knew as soon as we got back in Scotland, we would pretty much just have to hit the ground running in terms of setting up like an office space where we can work, which we're really lucky to be doing that at my mum and dad's house. They've thankfully let us stay with them while we get ourselves sorted out and decide where we actually want to live next. That can happen after we launch the business, because that's just too many things to think about, and I can't take on that many things at once. So we've got a really nice space set up, which I will let you see, because yeah, it's just a really good space where we can brainstorm our ideas and just get like out all this creativity, because that is really one of the main reasons why we also want to do this brand. We wanted to get like a desk. Well, we just really got a kitchen table for our office so that we would have plenty of room for William to have his Big Mac, and then me to have my laptop, and then just spread out so that we can like do things on it. So we got that done in the first week as well. I was just on Marketplace scouring for some things, and I managed to find one for 50 quid, which was great.
Since I love a mood board, I set myself a little challenge of styling our office using the furniture that was already there, but also by using colours that I wouldn't normally be used to styling. But I'm finding myself loving colour more and more, so this was actually so much fun for me. The inspiration started with this old sideboard that belonged to my grandparents, and I found this really cool way to style it into a cool coffee station area.
Since we've been back, I feel like we've got an awful lot of things done, which I'm really happy about, and it hasn't felt too stressful or anything, which is really good. I just knew that as soon as we got back, like I said, we'd have to do things just not quickly, but just kind of get a move on with things, because I didn't really want to come back and just sort of take it slow. Basically, I can't do that. I just like to move. I like to do things, like to get things done. So it was straight back. We knew we had to sort out a car, and a while ago I told William if we were gonna get a car, we knew we'd just buy like a second hand thing, just something quite cheap and cheerful. So I said if we could get like a little girly Jeep, that would be really nice. So we managed to find one in the first week that we were here. We ended up having to drive down to Newcastle for it, which is maybe like 2.5 hours from where we live. And we went down and we liked it, so then decided to buy it. And then I had to drive it up. But I've not really driven for the best part of a year, so I was a little bit nervous. But it was fine. And because it was such an old car, it didn't have an aux or Bluetooth for my phone, so I had to listen to the radio, going dipping in and out. So that was funny. Yeah, we gave it a good clean and it looks great now and we're really happy with it. So that was one good thing ticked off the list. We also had to go and pick up all of our belongings from all of our members of family who thankfully took all of our stuff when we moved to Australia. So yeah, we had to just go around and pick up things from various people. William's mum, sister, his dad, things at my mum and dad's. So yeah, we just tried to like take away some things so that they didn't have too much of our stuff anymore, and we've just sort of spread it round about like our new little office and whatnot. So that's been really fun because it's nice. It's been nice just to look through all of my like old things again. Like, oh, I don't even know, like these little, I love these. I'm just a sucker for little things like this. Yeah, it's been really fun going through all of my things and yeah, just using them all again, because yeah, when you're in a foreign country, it's a very small thing, but just not being surrounded by like your own like personal things can sometimes make it even harder, because you just sort of feel like you're living in a bare space. So that tends to make you feel a little bit more lonely and like you're definitely far from home. So I've really enjoyed being back and just being able to yeah, like have just more of my cute little things around me that make me feel a little bit more like me.